Good evening, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm going to continue my journey with Kemet and see how I go. I'm having a lot of fun with this character. I'm hoping that at some point they will add a proper transmog system to this game. I think that would be cool. Because while you can do your appearance here, the only appearances you've got available are the ones that you've bought. And it'd be nice if you could do items that you had from... I mean, what do these look like for the wizard, actually? This may actually work for the wizard. Don't know how you see what you look like, though. Yeah, I can give that a try. What was I doing? Into the lower sewers. So let's go back to the teleport. I'm at the end of the time. I need to go to the Imperial era. I need to get to here. So I teleport to the Rustlands and move on from there. So I need to do the Rustlands again. That's okay. I don't mind doing that. They're fun. I've already done the portal.
I cannot do that. I cannot. Fools. Fools. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Fools.
Okay, this is going to take some getting used to. Using the Astral Ascendancy. I know Astral Ascendancy is really important, but I'm not used to it. Hammer. Stun avoidance and elemental resistance. Mana and lightning resistance. Ward on potion use, fire damage. Spell lightning damage, void damage. Melee attack speed? I don't think so. Same here. I am going to shatter that. Don't think I'm going to shatter that one, though. Oh, maybe. So, Arcane Ascendancy. So, actually, what have I done? I've spent 2 points on higher plane. I need to mark... Oh, right, I've done that. I'm spending another point in cunning. After that, I go back to higher plane. I'm curious where I'm going to go with this one. So, increase spell damage while active. 25 mana each second. Mana drain increases by 1 per second. All spells cost +5 mana cost. 100 increased spell damage and 50% cast speed. Also deals lightning damage over time to surrounding enemies. Increased spell damage while active. Slow enemies up to 5 meters away. Deal more damage to them. Arcane Ascendance now has a 2-second cooldown and no longer drains your mana. You can cast 4 active spell before it ends automatically. Lasts 12 seconds. More spells, longer cooldown, that's fine. Then I go back to higher plane, which is increased spell damage. Then it'll be Chronoclasm. Where's Chrono... Oh, 4th point in Chronoclasm. Then Power Overload. Where I'm going to put 5 points. You're granted increased spell damage. Okay. Then it'll be Unstable Energy. And then Cosmic Insight. Okay. It's a very weird spell to use, I have to say. Stinky Feet. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I tried PoE 2 and I want them to fix a couple of things before I go back into it. The patch notes that were announced for PoE 2 today were definitely a move in the right direction. I mean, I have had problems with this game. I've bounced off the entry to end game in this pretty hard. I've found that those boots may have been good. +2 to all attributes. Physical damage taken as fire. Ooh, spell stun chance, stun duration. It's got mana regen. +2 to all attributes is good. Spell stun chance. I don't know. I've had problems with this game in the past. I really enjoy the leveling experience. Going into Nightmare or whatever, the Empowered Echoes or whatever they're called at the end, I have found problematic. And yeah. I'm hoping now that I'm a bit more experienced at the game, I'll do better at that. I don't know. But the last season I gave up because...
Right. I'm willing to take... I'll use my... There should be... If it weren't for you, I'd still be in the Dreadnought.
The last season I gave up because I got a phenomenal item. And if I equipped that phenomenal item, my defenses just completely tanked to the point where I couldn't survive even at the difficulty I'd previously been running. So it was like, here is a perfect item for your build, you can't equip it. And it was like, So in order to equip it, I would have had to have run a whole heap of more content to farm a completely new set of gear. And it was like, you know what? I don't want to. Getting upgrades and being told you can't use that, and even though it's an upgrade, just felt... it doesn't feel good. So what I'm hoping to do this run through is maybe keep a better supply of items or something. I don't know. Or, I don't know how it'll work.
I cannot do that.
Void, I don't care. Crit strike, yeah, I'm not sure. Fire, I don't care. Lightning, I'm not that worried about. Dodge and poison resistance, I'm not that worried about. What was the ice beetle? Can I click on the ice beetle shrine, please? I'm curious. I do want to go back to PoE at some point. I want a couple of key issues to go away. One of them is one that they have said that they do not want to fix. So whether that means I never return to PoE, so my next point here, I'm buying in Sorcerer, goes also into Arcane Insight. And I'll be putting a few points into Arcane Insight. I'm not sure if you're still there. I'm hoping you're still listening. So if you die while doing a map, I assume they're called. I've never got that far. I didn't finish Act 1 before I went, nope. If you die while you're, like, you kill the boss and then all of the loot disappears. So if you die while doing a map or anything, it completely resets, so you can't get any of the stuff that's already dropped, which was an issue they had in this game and fixed real quick. That is something that they've added to PoE 2, and the developers have said they absolutely want to keep it. And that, for me, is probably a deal breaker. And if you're interested, I'll say why. And it may not be the reasons you think. So, what's here? Rotmind. Poison damage over time spells, less damage over time taken, poison damage, area... I will... Is any of this good? Runic Invocation, damage reflected to attackers, lightning damage. I will challenge this guy so I can get the...
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Well, not a lot of shards. So, the reason is not the reason that most people are stating. If you've ever done any gamification research, and as someone who's been designing games, not computer games, but I've been designing games since the early 90s.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot.
There is a concept in gamification which is what do you do if you can't give your players a good feeling? And this has come up with gamification in organizations. So you may notice that a lot of systems now, like, you know, checkouts at supermarkets use gamification systems to try and get the people to want to engage with them more, particularly, you know, self-checkout systems like haptic feedback and all of that sort of stuff. So what do you do with your... no, that's not good. I pushed the wrong button.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
What do you do to get your players to engage with your system when, or to feel good about your system when you can't give them a feel-good moment? So in a lot of games, what you're aiming for is for the players to feel this burst of real positivity during the game. And it's getting much harder for developers and all sorts of... but it's much harder to do that in a game than it used to be. So what you want to do is you've got a couple of options. You either want to aim for a good average baseline. This is what Diablo 4 does. Your players feel good while playing the game. They don't get the huge, oh my god, that was awesome rush that you get in a game that the choice that PoE has made. But the options are there and players feel overall pretty good. It's like, oh, that was a cool drop. But they never go, oh my god, look at that. Even with the mythic uniques in Diablo 4, there's never this... there's never that huge... sorry, I'm just looking through my stuff. Ward retention and health is good. No, none of the rest of it is. You never get that huge rush. Now, can you fake the players getting that? And the answer is you can. You can absolutely fake that feeling for the players. And the way you do that is you put into your game systems where... How much mana regen? No, that's fine. You put into your game systems where you give the players huge negative feelings and you lower the emotional state of your players. Viper Tail. That is not a good one. So I will challenge this guy and try and get some stuff to sell. So if you can lower your players' overall feeling while they're playing the game so that their expectations are generally poor, you can give them a lower buzz and they feel it's a high buzz. So, and work systems often use this. So if gamifications and systems at work don't have to be as rewarding as gamification systems in games, because people don't feel as good at work as they normally feel when they're playing a game. And that's okay. Necrotic and Lightning versus Necrotic and Poison. Okay. They're both good resistances. Cold damage, and I could put something on it, and it's got 21 forging potential with +2 spell damage. I think that might just be better. Potentially. So stun avoidance, maybe lightning resistance. That one's got 4% increased cold damage. That one's got 5. I'm okay at the moment. Let's see if I can slam something awesome onto this. The first thing I want to do is add mana to it. Ooh, that took a lot. That took a lot again. Ooh, this is not going well. That did not go great at all. But I think it's probably better. We'll see how I go with it. Oh, wait, it's for that. We'll see how I go. So yeah, if you can, in offices, and when they put gamification systems at, you know, workplaces and stuff like that, they don't need to do too much to make you feel rewarding, but they do in a game. So if they can lower your expectations, if they can make it that overall you feel pretty bad, they don't need to give you a huge positive buzz and then for you to feel that you've got a huge positive buzz. And that dopamine hit comes with a much smaller reward. And this is a real unfortunate thing, because what you're doing is you're actually lowering the emotional state of the people who are engaging with your systems. So in order for the developers to give you feel a bigger rush with a smaller reward, what they're doing, and this is, you can look this up, this is a key gamification psychological exploitation thing. What they're doing is they are giving you a much smaller buzz, or they're lowering your emotional state so that when you get a small good thing go well, it feels like you've got a big reward. And they do this by things like, if you die after you kill a boss, you feel terrible, so that when that doesn't happen to you, it feels good. It's the equivalent of, there's a question is often asked, why do abuse victims stay with the people who abuse them? And it's because they actually feel pretty good when they're not being abused. And it's like, but that's stupid. But it's true. There is this inherent thing in people that when a bad thing isn't happening, it feels good. And I think Grinding Gear games are exploiting that.
I cannot do that.
Just like, for one, here I was, hoping this...
in order to make you feel better, because the bad thing isn't happening to you right now. It's not quite Stockholm Syndrome. It's a slightly different thing. But yes, the concept is similar. So, and the developers have made a deliberate choice to put that into the game and have specifically stated they don't want to remove it, which is telling me that they don't have a system where they can make a player feel rewarded without them feeling abused first. In order for the players of the game to feel good, the game needs to make them feel bad more than it can make them feel good. And I think that's terrible. Doublet of Onus Tull. No, that is not what I want. Any of these good. That's not, that's not, that's not. So let's challenge this guy. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong with the Stockholm Syndrome thing, but it's not quite the same thing. I want to be precise in what I'm saying, because I'm basically saying that a game company is emotionally manipulating their audience. Because they are.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot. I cannot do
Body armor. No. Boots. Morning frost. Probably not. Taste of blood. No. So let's transfer those materials. No. 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 Rune of Ascendance. Thank you. Hang on. What's the glowy thing? Why can't I see the glowy thing? It's a helmet. I can drop the staff probably. Decayed skull. That's for selling. This was kind of awesome, wasn't it? Another rune of ascendance. Ring. Dagger. Wand. That's not good. That's not good. Don't care about the health potion. Don't care about the blade of venom. Poison. Fire. Poison. Melee. No, don't care. Don't care. Probably don't care. Don't care. Look at all of this.
A man of many pockets.
Quiver with cold damage, don't care. Wand. So. I'm going to say. I'm just going to. Maybe I'll think about it. Increased health and health, I'll keep that one. Ward retention and elemental resistance, I'll pick that one up. Volcanic orb, I don't care. Mana and health, I'll pick that up. I don't think I want any of this stuff. And now I'm going to go back to town. So, yeah, it's a real negative, because when people are suffering from this, or when you do this to people, the negative effects actually carry on to them outside of the game. And that's incredibly bad. So I'll put that in here. I don't think so, actually. I am actually just going to drop those. What I am going to do pick up both of these because I think I got 3. I think I can do it with any of them. We'll find out, really, won't we? Yes! There you go. That is what I wanted. That is a really, really good item. What is also a good item is my air conditioning. Because my gaming PC is starting to ramp up. Yeah, it is. Basically, it's a psychological game. And it's hugely negative, and it's putting people into a negative state, because when people will think back, like what you're saying there with the karaoke example, Ignition, when you put people into that negative state, so this is a reset because I went back to town. I'm not a fan of this either, but whatever. I don't like what this game does. I really don't like what this game does. This game does the same thing, but this game isn't as brutal. PoE 2 is incredibly brutal. And the way they dealt with it in this game is the boss loot, I think, doesn't drop until later or whatever. But the same concept exists in Last Epoch. Last Epoch has problems. But in a game like PoE 2, where there is the massive difficulty spikes and trying to keep everything balanced, it's a worry.
I cannot do that.
Didn't think I picked up the belt. Don't want the belt. So, I mean, I don't mind MTX as a general concept. Like, the way PoE has done it, I actually quite like. Don't mind it at all. I have to admit, their MTX system is probably one of the best I've ever seen. The way this game has done it, I don't mind. The way Diablo 4 has done it, I'm much less happy with. Although I still like Diablo 4 as a game. Like, all this Diablo 4 bad things, I don't agree with it. I don't need to look at weapons basically ever again unless they're going to give me shards I want. I'm going the wrong way. So, yeah, what I'm wanting to avoid is that feeling. So, when they remove that concept of you succeeded in your goal, but you're going to get punished anyway, and I wish they would remove it. It's not as harsh in this game as it is in PoE 2. Then I will feel more comfortable engaging with the game.
I cannot.
Health regen and poison res, maybe. Spell cold damage is good, but frost wall damage, no. 21 doubled if you have over 300 max mana. Increase fire aura damage. That is so close. So the item that I've been running for, I'm still going to look in the... Nope. Close, but no. Close, but there's no banana. There is no banana today. Too little forging potential. It's just not worth trying. It's another viper tail. No, no, and no. Challenge.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
So yeah, because if you ask yourself, why have they put in the system that if people spend, in some cases, up to 40 minutes clearing a map, they finally get to the end of the map, they earn the loot at the end of the map, their attention wanes after 45 minutes for half a second, they die, so they lose the reward. Why would you put that into your game? What is the decision that makes you put that into your game and then when asked about it say, no, no, that's a deliberate decision? What is the reason for that? And the reason for it is the only reason that makes sense is that feeling manipulation. Because it's not to increase challenge. The players have already faced the challenge.
We have a chance to... Seriously, before you... I'm to her. When he fled, I saw him heading deeper into the...
You've made... I am Yuli, because, in regards to... From there, the heart of the Citadel is beyond. There is an exit near the Emperor's throne, giving you a chance to strike.
So yeah, what is the rationale for putting it in? Not really. I mean, maybe it doesn't strike me as their sort of game either. I don't know. No. I keep pushing the wrong button. That could be good. That has the potential to be good. But that one, 27 armor and 7% gold damage. So let's put that on instead of that one. So yeah, it's an emotional shortcut, and people who engage with the game a lot are at risk of increased risk of things like depression, and feelings of abuse and all sorts of stuff, because the game is putting them into a negative emotional state in order to be able to more easily elicit a positive emotional state. And it's unhealthy. That is incredibly unhealthy to do to people. Workplaces do it all the time, but workplaces often don't do it deliberately. It's just when you're turning up to a place for 40 hours, you are doing things that are actually, no, I'm not, that'll be fine. You are doing things that are often quite challenging, and often, like, you come across, the reason you're getting paid is because you're doing things that, you know, people often, it's worth people's money for you to do it. It's like, I don't want to do this. I need people to do this task. Therefore, you know, there's an emotional as well as a physical cost often to what you do in your job. And that's the trick. And that's okay. Return to Elric. I think I can just return to Elric by pushing that button. Yeah, that's something. Drop rates are okay. I'm okay with low. Yes, ignition. That's a thing as well. And you've noticed when I play No Man's Sky, and there's that in Path of Exile 2, as well as in this. One of the more popular videos on this is how to get to end game in under 3 hours. And it's like, I've been playing, I'm less than halfway to end game. I think I'm about 35, maybe a third of the way to end game. And I've been playing this for what, 10 hours in this session? Maybe, oh no, it's probably closer to 5. So I'm going to take, what, 12, 15 hours to get to end game?
If we pull this off, maybe give us some good news for once, eh?
Oh, I get my 5th point, which means my ward decree threshold goes up. That's excellent. So, you know, you've seen me play No Man's Sky the same way, Ignition. I'm not trying to, like, rush to the end. It's like I take my time. I will start my expedition not by putting my best items into the expedition starting box. I start from scratch, and I take my time, and I get destroyed. No Man's Sky is really good stinky feet. I would say if you want a really good idea of what No Man's Sky is like, go have a look at my playthrough of, I think it's the Omega Expedition. That's probably a good one. Although if you go to my expeditions playlist and have a look at the most recent one at the top of the list, which is the Adrift, that's not too bad either, although it doesn't give you a full, it's a very modified version of the game for that expedition. Expeditions are a bit like seasons. You start from scratch and you are trying to achieve particular goals. And really good. I like it a lot. Yeah, I'm not yet close to restarting on my main save in No Man's Sky yet. I'm at about 200 hours. overall, including expeditions. At the moment, I'm doing the expeditions. Once the holiday expeditions are over, we'll see what I return to. It will be interesting for me to see how that goes. But sorry, I'm trying to play the game and read chat, so apologies if I'm missing stuff. Please understand it's not intentional. I'm just playing the game as well, and I don't want to die. I'm still deathless, so I'm playing a little bit more cautiously. I mean, if I die, I die, whatever. But if I can avoid it, that would be cool. I'm not playing hardcore. Same time, exploration is kind of limited, but solid 50 hours of gameplay. You definitely will PoE2. Yeah, I mean, PoE2 is not about exploration. Neither's this. I
cannot do that.
Ward decay threshold. It's not a very high ranking of that one. See, that's got 4 ranks of increased cold damage, so I might pick that one up. So I can try and pull, make those go away. So if I could use the Rune of Removal, can I get the cold damage? I got the cold damage, and now I don't care about the rest of it. Ta-da! Okay, so a Rune of Removal in this game removes 1 affix, and gives you all of the shards for that affix. A Rune of Shattering will shatter the item and give you runes randomly. So that was really good for me. Now I just got another level. My next point goes into Spell Slinger, which is here. Spell damage and cast speed. Sounds good to me. Now, please, don't get me wrong. I want to return to PoE2 if they fix the issues and can convince me that they're not into just emotionally manipulating their players. And even if they don't fix that, if there's some mitigation, but considering the huge amount of pushback on it, I'm expecting something to change, even though they've stated they don't want to. See, that has spell damage on it. Tier 2, I haven't been getting a lot of spell damage. So on that one as well, I might just throw a Rune of Removal on it and hope I get the spell damage. I did. That's now garbage to me. The player base is also incredibly toxic in PoE, I have noticed, which I'm not enjoying. But I can try and avoid that. And when I've tried to... And if I don't... It's only because I've seen these techniques that I'm incredibly uncomfortable with them. I mean, I had problems with this game because of its visual accessibility issues. I thought it was really bad. Now, I've gone out of my way to buy a monitor which will hopefully fix that in some ways for me. Or at least make things better for me. Can't use it, but I can sell it. At least that's my goal. I'm hoping that a lot of the visual issues I had with this game will be eliminated. Please, I just don't want people thinking that it's like, oh, Bremster is always negative. I am often negative, but I'm 55 years old. I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing game design for over 30 years. And I know the tricks. No, not all of them, but I know... Yeah. And I'm uncomfortable with certain things, and they're not automatically, it's like, well, that doesn't mean I'll ever engage with the system. It just means you're going to have to put more work in to win me over when I recognize what you're doing. Like, dopamine hits in games, yes, put them in. Absolutely put them in. I want those hits of, like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like, I got that scepter that I was after from using the Rune of Ascendance. So I got a Shrine of Lizards, I killed all the lizards, yay. The lizards dropped Runes of Ascendance, yay. I ran those over my scepters, and then one of the scepters turned into the item I wanted. That's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. I need to get to a safe place at some point and up my skills. Killing moving monsters in this game is always funny. It's like, I go to where the monster is, but it's not there anymore. Go to where the monster is, it's moved on. How am I ever going to catch it? But that I want. Prism wraps, elemental damage taken, elemental damage, crit strike chance, elemental damage leasters, health on crit. Not bad, but probably not. Let's just challenge him and sell it. I should have looked at that. Ooh. Oh, melee attack speed. You are junk. You are for selling. Now, in order to... I mean, I probably need to re-roll and restart PoE 2. Because I was interested in the warrior class, and it's obviously just broken. So I probably need to play something else. Not happy about it. I was keen to play warrior, but it's broken. I'd like to maybe try it again. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, I'd need to spend another point on Spellslinger. Haha. And if I feel I'm safe now... Do I feel I'm safe here? So, the next point in Glacier goes into Chilling Force. Thank you. Then in this is Desperate Defense. Okay. Missing Health. What's that? Teleport wants Comet Rush. That could be good, considering I have 4 points to spend in this. So 3 points in Higher Plane. And another point in Chronoclasm. It's okay, Stinky Feet. I hope you come back. At some point, if you're back, ask me why I do this, because I don't really consider myself a streamer either, but time zone's my problem. I'm Australian, so have a good one, Stinky Feet. Welcome to everyone else, by the way, and welcome back, Ignition. Hope you liked the stream. Hint, hint, there's a little thumbs button down there. Like and subscribe. Gotta make YouTube happy. This is such a fun build. Does so much damage. So, the reason I do this may surprise you. So, a couple of years ago, and in fact, in less than 3 hours, it will be my father's birthday. My father passed away February last year. My father was my best friend. And he is the man who got me into gaming. He was an avid gamer back when, like, computer gaming was barely a thing. Like, he was an avid gamer when games meant, like, typing, like, doing, you know, dungeon games when it all meant typing into text and stuff like that. Like, he was seriously into gaming for his entire life. It's probably not good, but I'll hold on to it for now. And he loved playing computer games, but as he got older, he found that he was, because games aren't designed for older people, he found that he couldn't play the games that he loved anymore. Now, and this you will, if you watch me stream very much, you will hear me complain about things that are not friendly for older people or disabled people. It's the biggest complaint I have about most games. And I will always rant about it when it's obviously not working. So, what I remember him wanting to share gaming experiences with me, and I never thought about it at the time. I didn't really have a system that could do it. I bought this gaming system after my father passed. But what I should have done is I should have bought a gaming system and then just even as a private stream, where I invite my father to be able to join me. We sit down and I play and we chat about the game I'm playing. But the thing that I remember talking to him about was him literally saying that he would love to be able to revisit the games that he played in some way, because he had so many fond memories of the games he used to play. The time he spent playing World of Warcraft, the times he spent playing some of the early exploration games and everything. And I remember him specifically saying about 6 months before he passed, if he couldn't imagine anything better than having recordings or anything of that he could just revisit. And it was like, hang on a minute. I can do that. If I stream my gameplays,
Simply foolish.
I can...
I've been expecting you.
I might have to pay attention.
You should have seen this coming. You know how... Yes.
I've heard of your power.
If I...
Let's see how you face this. Who are you?
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
If I stream my gameplays and keep a recording of what I'm doing,
Quick.
then I can, when I'm unable to play these games anymore, I can revisit my gameplays in a way that he wishes he could, but never could. And the fact that I can share it with others is great. Like, I have no problem with that at all. But
This.
I'm mostly doing this for me.
Maybe it's not too late.
And that may sound really weird, but I will never forget. Like, so I ended up spending a couple of months at the end talking to my father about the games that we used to play together. Not just computer games, but some of our tabletop role-playing games. And that's why I started this channel doing tabletop role-playing games. I'm gonna shatter that. I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm gonna do that anyway. And the reason I stopped doing the solo D&D and other solo role-playing games is he was watching those videos. So the Romina and Vint D&D series. And while he was in hospital at the end, we were talking about that campaign, and it was just too painful to return to it. I will. I keep telling myself I will, but it just hurts. I lost my best friend, and I'm still recovering from that over a year later. More cold damage. That's probably not a good one, though. So I hope that makes some sort of sense. It may be stupid, but it's my stupid. Jade Amulet, melee attack speed and stuff. No, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. So I do want to, however, spend another point in Spell Slinger. Oh, 2 points in Spell Slinger. Yeah, I'm losing the shrine. I don't care. There's no need to get emotional. I'll be emotional enough for everyone. Watch me play some of the story games. I have no problems crying in front of people on the internet. I've done it while playing some of the Life is Strange games. I expect to do it. I did it playing some of Cyberpunk, to be honest. There were quests in Cyberpunk that made me cry. Yeah, I'm not like a man's man. I can't cry in front of people. I absolutely can cry in front of people. Probably not in a game like this. Yeah, I don't hide my emotions. If you don't want spoilers, don't watch my stream. I am a streamer who is saying, do not watch my playthrough. Well, one thing I try and... I'm smart, but not super smart. I'm skilled, but not super skilled. I'm educated, but not super educated. I've got a good general knowledge, but not a great general knowledge. What I can try and be is funny. And I'm not very funny either. So I can try and bring a little bit of everything. What I will admit, if people can show me, is I'm wrong. I hope you will, Ignition, and I hope you enjoy them. Be prepared to take a... I reckon if you want to enjoy it fully, and I highly recommend, and this is going to be something that I wouldn't recommend for most games, while playing Cyberpunk 2077, you will come across a whole bunch of written notes and all sorts of stuff. Some of them seem moderately meaningless. Read them. They are really good and often have a lot of really interesting parts to the story and flesh out the world a lot. You don't need to read them, but I recommend that you do. I don't know what system you'll be playing it on. I'm frequently confused. If you watch my Sudoku channel, I am frequently confused. There are some quests in Cyberpunk 27 that just emotionally wreck me. I don't know what sort of system you're running. This is a recommendation I made for Butterfly, Chrysalis Escapist, when they were talking about starting No Man's Sky. And I would recommend it for anyone playing No Man's Sky, because one of the problems I have with No Man's Sky is refinding some of the stuff that places you've visited and everything, I think can be quite tricky. So one of the things I recommended to Butterfly, and I'm recommending to my wife and everything, and I would recommend it for Cyberpunk as well, is if you've got a system that can handle it, stream your playthrough to YouTube, even if all you're doing is streaming it privately, because YouTube will basically record it for you. So you stream it to YouTube and it will be recorded on YouTube, and they've got a storage of it. Mana regen damage, don't care. So you can stream your playthrough to YouTube. Now I'm streaming publicly, but you can stream privately to your YouTube account. And they will just store it, and then you can revisit it later. So if you're wanting to revisit anything, or say, hang on, there was that planet like 4 sessions ago where there was this thing, or what was the thing that I found, or whatever, you can open up your video stream and there it'll be. Now I've got my public streams to do it, but it's exactly the same. The only difference is other people can't find it. It's just there for you, and that's really cool. So this one, I shatter and I get the damage shards because it's got to remove something. And I would highly recommend that for Cyberpunk and for No Man's Sky, to be honest. I wouldn't not if I wasn't someone who streamed because I had regulars who watch me, I probably wouldn't do it for games like Diablo or Path of Exile or this. But for me, I would, because of the revisit thing from Dad. But I wouldn't recommend it for most people. There's probably no point. Though I've enjoyed watching my streams of this, so for me, I would. But unless you've got a personal reason to do it, I wouldn't. Yeah, it can be pretty clever. I would put, and the Sudoku channel is about that, but I would mostly say what I have is mostly what I have with the Sudoku stuff is experience. Yeah, I'm very much both clever and stupid. Absolutely I am. It's what I do. My mother is Maggie and my wife is Fel. His cold spells are better than mine.
Submit. You are no longer worthy. Be gone from this land.
Yeah, I'm aware. Do not turn off ground. I don't think it'll let me.
So be it then. Perish. Pathetic.
And I could always turn it back on, but yeah, I don't think it'll let me turn it off.
Much longer. Go north. Retrieve the lance.
The death of a god. This is the beginning of dark times.
Yeah, it was just, I was...
Put your weapons down, Hirot. And who are did he now? Fine. Yes, one and the here. I sense. Here, come. We have much.
And I'm sorry I'm skipping the quest on this one, but I've played through it this year. I've played through it, I think, this is my 4th time, and I don't need the quest again. This is my be silly playing the game playthrough.
Yes. I see.
So I'm getting more stash tabs that I don't need yet, but probably will at some point. Have I already got the waypoint? I think it auto-activates. It does. I'm glad.
We don't have much time. The lance is perhaps it is not then pray. You will speak we were all there have been it is but Raya is the larger threat. If freeing Mortitus is what we must do, then
Yes? Farewell.
Goodbye. So yeah, this is why I stream. There have been a couple of games I've only streamed privately, and there's a couple of games I haven't streamed, and so there are a couple of games on this channel that I've that are not available to everyone. Because I knew they would be games that I would not... I basically was playing games where, first of all, I knew I would be engaging with a lot of other people, and I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to do the permission hunting thing, and I don't like streaming people without their permission often, and it was just, you know what, I'm going to avoid the issue at this point by I'm just not going to stream this game publicly, or I'm not going to stream that game at all, actually, one of them. And one of the other games, it's just a silly little game that I've enjoyed my journey with, but this is going to come out sounding really, really fatuous. I'm really, really bad at it. Like, really, really bad at it. And I kind of just didn't want to face the ridicule from people who may have found my playthroughs of it going, how can you be so bad? It's basically Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I've put about 30 hours or something into Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, and I still can't complete some of the entry levels. And I see people who are have way less, time put in and way less upgrades than me, and all of that. And they're doing difficulties that are, doing the hardest difficulties with less upgrades and less power and everything. And I just can't do it. And it was like, you know what? I'm not doing this publicly. I just couldn't do it, because I would just end up having to turn around and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing this for my fun. I'm not doing this for anything. My first death, and I don't even know what killed me. Melee attack from a Tundra Stalker. Deep Rock Galactic is a multiplayer game. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor isn't. And this is the thing. I wasn't paying attention and I died. I am no longer deathless. Oh no, I'm no longer deathless. Another point in Spellslinger. Then I'm going to go back to Arcane Insight, wherever that is. There. Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic is a multiplayer. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is like Vampire Survivor in the Deep Rock Galactic universe. And one of the other games that I was playing that I didn't stream at all was Helldivers 2. Which I played for a bit and I enjoyed it for a little bit, and then it was like, this is not for me. It will surprise no one that that game was not for me. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is not multiplayer, no. But I often enjoy playing games that are not for me. That's fine. But I was not going to stream Helldivers I recorded a couple of them, and ended up, I think I may have kept the recordings. I don't know. One of my, quite a few of my friends play it.
I cannot do that.
And joining them seemed like, you know, okay fun. And I keep meaning to play it more with them. Some of them are like maximum level with all of the upgrades and everything. I'm terrible at it. Like I'm like level 10 or something.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
So Glacier, the next point in Glacier goes again into Chilling Force, which was there. The next point in Flame Ward is back into Desperate Defense, which was there. The next point in Teleport is back into Combat Rush, which is there. And the next point in Arcane Ascendance is into Power Overload. This will be the Ice Caverns. Yeah, let's go into the Ice Caverns. So, you know, I mix up my stuff. But, you know, every time I do something like stream you know, Finding Cats game, some of my longest term viewers come back and go, oh my God, you're playing something like this, that's awesome. And then some of the people who watch me because I was playing Diablo 4 or Cyberpunk turn around and go, you're playing this? I'm unsubscribing. It's like, fine. It's like, just don't watch. It's like, no, can't be subscribed to someone who plays a game like this. It's like, yeah, whatever. How manly of you. I'm just thrilled that some people get enjoyment out of what I do. As I said, I started this for me. I mean, would I like to hit the 500 and 1,000 subscribers mark so that this channel feels, you know, genuine? Sure. You can see how much effort I've put into making that happen.
Fools!
It's got the thing I want, but it doesn't have a lot of forging potential, and it increased spell damage, tier 2. I suppose I can shatter it and try and get some spell damage shards. How am I going for spell damage shards? The 16. And if I look at cold damage, 15. So I'm doing a lot better. So what I might do is update my filter, which I think is this one. No, that's the mana one. So this one, and I'm going to change this to 3.
I cannot do that.
Ward per second.
I cannot do that.
Entering the nomad camp.
Gods. Terra watch over you.
Go west.
No more!
That's where Yulia is. Go west. So, Ignition, you play a lot of No Man's Sky. What else do you play a lot of?
Huh?
Back to Arcane Insight. I need to get more health on my gear. Amulet with health, spell damage, healing effectiveness, ignite on hit, cold rares. Probably not. Probably not. Don't know. It's hard to know. Elder Scrolls and Skyrim. Yeah, I was playing World of Warcraft when they were big and very addicted to World of Warcraft. I have to admit there's a level of me that wants to return if they do a new classic thing. But, oh man, I would not play anything else, and there's other games I want to play. So, you know what? No. I think we got one of them, like, it would have been probably, I don't know, it would have been fairly early on, like, I don't know if it was Oblivion or something, I don't know. We got a game, my wife and I got a copy of it each or something, and it would have been maybe 2008, 2009. I don't know when it was released, and no items of any good.
Gods.
And we played it for maybe an hour or so, and we didn't enjoy the play style, but we were both heavily addicted to World of Warcraft at the time. And it was really hard for us to beat the pull of World of Warcraft. Now, so, yeah, we probably didn't give it a fair go. But then again, you know, it's not as if we didn't have fun with the gaming time we were doing, so no biggie. I might actually take the time right now to head down to the Colholm Gate and then unlock the arena. If I can find the exit, I'm assuming it was that one. Okay. Yeah, you know, but my wife is still the leader, the guild leader of World of Warcraft raiding guild, so Felinae. She still plays WoW every day. I stopped because it was harming me. And I still miss it, but I don't regret stopping. And when I complain about games, like I'll often complain about them from an accessibility point of view for older gamers or from people with a visual disability. I have a slight visual disability. And all of that sort of stuff. I'm wanting games to be more inclusive. And I know a lot of players don't want, I'm not saying you're one of them, but they don't want their game to be more inclusive. Like the PoE 2 players, for example, don't want their game to be inclusive. They are more than happy for 90% of the people who buy their game to buy the game that they love, to sod off and never play it. I don't think that's good. I think that's a terrible concept, and I think that games should have a way of being played by the vast majority of people. Maybe not at the highest levels, maybe not, you know, able to defeat the hardest content, maybe not at the hardest difficulty level. You know, playing games like, you know, I don't know if Skyrim has it or anything, but playing games like Cyberpunk on easy. Okay, no problem. Not for everyone. Some people consider it not a real playthrough if it's not played on the hardest possible difficulty. Good luck to them. They're allowed to make that decision for themselves. I have no problem with that. But turning around and saying, therefore the game shouldn't have easier difficulties, I have a huge problem with that. It's a new type of wand. Yeah, and that's all fine. One of the issues I have with this game is I end up finding myself doing entire sessions where I just do admin. So, yeah, there are different levels, and the fact that, you know, Cyberpunk has an easy difficulty, which is pretty easy, is perfect for me, because there are elements of the game where my reaction time isn't good enough and everything, and that's fine. We're good.
Yes.
2 idle slots. Ooh. 2 idle slots, you say? I'm going to want lightning resistance moving forward. So, you know, I think I'm just going to do this for now. Okay. Was it the best choice? Probably not.
Yes?
Oh, another 2 idle slots. Okay, that may change my decision somewhat. Man. Not phenomenal. I need better boots. So I'm now over on lightning resistance. That's funny. I'm really looking forward to Worlds Part 2. I'm more than playing it, I'm looking forward to finding out what it is. Do, 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 do. I never found that chest last time, did I? My first key. It's another rot mind. I'll grab the scepter. Mana regen, resistances while channeling, and lightning res. So, not really, and I want the scepter because I may want to do another ascension at some point. I'm still putting points into Arcane Insight. Boom. And now we're heading north. Where does he go? North. Why? To ski? Otis, what do those numbers 200 have in common between you and me? It's your weight and my IQ. Think, goddammit, think. I've not tried playing with a controller. I've played a couple of games with a controller. I have a controller that works on this. I just use my PS4 controller. And it works fine. I played Stray that way. Stray was fun. Stray is a game that I'm tempted to redo. Raise the bridge! No, water bottle just splashed me in the eye. To the Temple of Hierot.
I cannot do that.
Oh, there's another one? I wasn't expecting that. Increased cold damage, which I could improve. Freeze rate multiplier, fire res. Maybe? Ooh. Freeze rate multiplier and cold res. Mana regen, chance to find potions I'd want to get rid of. Physical res and health. That. I want to see, maybe that one. I want to see if I can do anything with that. But first of all, let's see what the Nemesis has got for us. Calamity? No. No. Probably no. And no. Challenge.
I cannot do that.
Okay, so increased chance to find potions. I chaos lightning damage. I still stay with chaos on that. Poison penetration, which I can't chaos because I don't have any poison penetration shards. That's unfortunate. Holy meteors descend on your phone. Holy meteors, Batman. Man, nope. Don't talk about Cyberpunk. I cannot guarantee that while I'm playing a game like this, other people may not mention little things from Cyberpunk because they've watched me play through it 2.5 times. But I will try and keep that sort of stuff to a minimum. Mana regen, necrotic damage, necrotic resistance. So again, and it's got a bunch... minion, and crit. I don't care.
I cannot do that.
Poison damage and mana. Ward per second. Doesn't have enough forging potential. Tier 2, don't care, just pick up the gold. Okay. Do not let us be hasty. I should get better at talking about what I'm doing in game. Like, but I don't know. It's hard with games like this. It's like I'm just running around killing stuff at the moment, using my primary ability, but, you know, I use Glacier, I use Glacier, I use Glacier. It gets boring really fast. But I'm just moving through the map. Oh, is this a boss fight? This is a boss fight.
I cannot.
Wand with the mana stuff, which I don't need. Probably not. Into the firewood. Whom.
Cannot do that.
Nope.
I cannot do that. Cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Weaver's Will, knowledge of a raised mage. That is actually a good one. That is not. It may not remain good for very long. We'll see what Weaver's Will puts on it.
You're alive. But how? And Yulia, the lance. I apologize. What changed? No. Damn it. Do you not know? Until you I wanted. But who cares about that? I'm a steel the lance.
Shrine of Chaos. Just random stuff happening. That's kind of awesome.
I cannot do that.
Yes, I know I've got some things to do to upgrade, but the worst thing that can happen is I can die, and I'm not too worried about dying now that it's already happened once. Dating that because that only goes on a weapon, and I've got the weapon I'm going to keep using for basically the rest of this build, I think. Because this isn't the end game build I want to play, but I'm going to have to play into the end game before I get there. So I'm going to be playing this build for a bunch more sessions before. But I do need to upgrade my gear pretty badly. The gear progression in this game is the thing that I have the biggest problem with. It's like, your gear should be better by now, but it's not. Okay, so I'm taking another point of arcane insight. So that's good. Now, skills. My next point in Glacier goes into moderate chilling. There. My next point in Flame Ward is back into Desperate Defense. My next point in Teleport is in Comet Rush again. And I've got... here we go. I've got 2 points to spend in Arcane Ascendance, which both go into Power Overload. And now into here, I put Snap Freeze, Cryomancy, Shiver Armor, I think, is the next one. Then Focused Frost. Snap Freeze costs less mana but has a narrower area of effect. Okay. 2 points in that. So I can then do Wandering Fog. Area of effect extends further away from you. There we go. Have a good one, Ignition.
All that's left is locating...
Hello, everyone else who's watching.
I cannot do cannot do that.
Freedom. Death. Finally.
More armor, more movement speed, forging potential. It's got strength, which I don't want. Okay, so let's fix this. Strength, upgrade. Dexterity, upgrade. I'll take the intelligence. What's the resistance I need the most? Wow, I'm way over on Void Res. It's back to poison or physical. Let's put physical on it. Wow, lots of people watching. Hello. Hey, Chip. A bunch of people just jumped in. Good to see you all.
We have the lance. Would you... But why? I'll give you one bet. Tell me more of this.
The lance was found.
Oh my lord, it's rolled cold damage on the knowledge of a raised man from the Weaver's Will. Oh my lord, that's amazing. Yeah, the rest of this stuff is going to turn to junk.
Yes. I see.
Now, can I do a tab priority for keys? No. No. Oh, how was the snooker, Eric?
Of course. All that is left is to take the lance and bless it.
More idle slots. So I'm over on Void Res at the moment. So that... I can remove that. It's tempting to try for that, you know? Oh, that snooker. Sorry. I vaguely remember that puzzle. I need to record some puzzles tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. When I get up, oh, it's 11 o'clock. I may have to finish this and then stop.
Fools. Fools.
Another rank of cold damage. That's awesome. Keep pouring it into cold damage. Like, take it up to 7. I won't be unhappy. I won't be that lucky. Did I say I won't be that unlucky? I won't be that lucky.
I see you have returned with the lance. Now it shall bear my final blessing. Even the gods cannot observe what fate intends for us. Do not let it bind you. Farewell.
We have Herods, but we must move on. You're right. We'll travel west towards the sea. Lagon is there, the god of sea and storms.
Yep, Lagon. So I've got to head to Deep Harbor. It's after 11. I should stop, but I'm having fun. I might get to Deep Harbor and then stop. Yeah, this is going well. I'm having fun here. I hope people are enjoying watching. Not that way. So yeah, dentist tomorrow. And then tomorrow, like in 54 minutes, it'll be my father's birthday. So tomorrow night I'm going out with Maggie for dinner. And we're going to remember my dad. I mean, we always remember my dad. I don't think we've caught up. We catch up 2 to 3 times a week. And I don't think we've caught up any time since he passed that we haven't spoken about him and missed him. And yeah, does that make us sappy? Maybe. But I don't care. Okay. Oh, no. It was an increase to glace. No, it was an increase to snap freeze, which is another point in Wandering Fog. Wandering Fog. A wandering fog and I appear. And that doesn't really work. Gold me up, baby. Ooh. See that reduced bonus damage taken from critical strikes? That's something I need to keep an eye on. Let's go for the shrine. Oh, it's another Shrine of Wealth. Let's go for the shrine.
I cannot do that. Fools! Fools!
Probably not. It's got a lot of health on it, doesn't it? But probably not. No. 7 elemental resistance is not bad, but fire damage I don't care. Morning Frost. Freeze rate multiplier, movement speed. Why is Morning Frost not one that's listed? Because the boots I've got seem to be better. It's all dexterity based. No, no, and that is actually not bad. Except for the minion health regen, but I could probably get rid of that. Oh, except I've got that. Nope. Challenge.
I cannot do that.
But I will shatter that. I am not doing an all-nighter. Tomorrow is too important and work would be very upset at me. I've got a big day tomorrow. I keep missing these chests. They don't glow enough for me to actually see them. Health and stun avoidance. And cold. I'm actually going to... Hang on. Increase cold damage. Hang on a minute. Increase cold damage. The fire damage is not great. Health and stun avoidance. Oh, the thing I have has endurance threshold on it as well. That took all 18. Rune of Removal doesn't always take all of the... But I can still shatter it. I was just really unlucky.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot.
Didn't mean to open that. Deep Harbor is where I want to go. I hope everything turns out well, Chip.
We have a problem. It is too Are you in? You did well, then. They're holed up in the pier. If you think you stand a chance, show no mercy.
More points in Wandering Fog. If I were a Wandering Fog... There we go. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know where I got these 100 points from. I don't think I like any of these portals. I've got portals I could use. Embermane Tiger Pet is kind of cool. So some of these pets, I don't know where I got the... I mean, how much are points? Ridiculously expensive. It's not as if you can see the stuff anyway. The pets kind of make sense. I don't know where I got the points from. I must have bought a pack or something. Probably from these. Yeah, I obviously bought these. Oh, that's right. I bought the Ultimate Edition of the game, which I think came with the 2 sets and the extra pets and 100 Epoch points, which I've not spent. Forgot that I did that. And then there's these supporter packs, which I can buy, which come with different. But none of these have really struck out to me. Although these are quite cheap compared to, I mean, the game is only $35, but these are really cheap compared to Path of Exile 2. But they're unique to each other. But you look at this, and this comes with 150 points or for $30. But if I buy points, it's $30 is only 200 points. So you get some of the stuff anyway and some cool pets and stuff. So, you know, if you want to do the cosmetic stuff, this is not a bad way of doing it. So cool. I actually have no problem with that. Anyway, so I'm going to leave back to character selection. I mean, I've never felt the need for cosmetics in this. It's more if I want to support EHG. If they fix some of the issues I have. So I got 10 levels this session. I'm pretty happy with that. Mostly I'm happy with the fact that I got this. This weapon is basically best in slot for this build. So while there's a chance I could get a better one or get another one and then try and upgrade it and slam other stats on it or anything, if I can get one with LP and all stuff like that, that's really cool. But yeah, pretty happy with that as a run. All of my legacy characters are still sitting here. I seem to get to 89 and stop. I wonder if that's going to happen with this dude as well. It's possible. 89 is about when you start entering the hard end game, and like I hit this point where it's like, oh my god, I've just got to grind for gear, and I can't actually up my difficulty without doing that. But I know that going in this time, so maybe I'll be a little more comfortable with it. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm enjoying Last Epoch. It's a lot of fun. As I was chatting with Stinky Feet earlier and Ignition, I do hope that Path of Exile 2 fixes their problems, and I had some discussions about the psychological effect of some of the decisions they've made and why I don't like it. But that doesn't mean I think Path of Exile 2 is a bad game. I just don't like those decisions and the reasons they were made. It is a known psychological thing, and I can't think of another reason they would do it. So if someone can come back to me and say, no, they're doing it for this reason, and kind of prove that, but at the moment it really feels like they're making their players feel bad so that when you get a moment of good, it feels better than it is. And that is basically psychological abuse, and people take the negative out of the game. So they feel that overall lowering of their mood when they log off, but the moments of up don't last very long. So overall, it is a huge drop in the emotional levels. And as I said, it's why but people get very defensive in games that do this, about games that do this. It's the reason that a lot of people who suffer from domestic abuse will defend their abusers. And I don't like it. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. This has been a lot of fun. And yeah, I don't know what comes next. I will just play what the mood takes me. I think my next video stream is probably going to be in a couple of days, and it'll be me looking for cats again. And I've had some other look for objects game. There was a capybara one that was recommended to me that I picked up with some gift vouchers. So we'll see how all that goes as well. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck finding the games that work for you. Bye everyone.